Hello, Brogan.
Yo, what's up?
You heard about these attempts to legitimize video games as an art form?
Because we all know awards shows legitimize the art form.
Yes.
Everybody knows the Oscars, like, always gets it right with the movies and all that stuff. We
Uh huh.
know
Uh
this.
huh. I mean, Heath Ledger won for the Joker, didn't he? And then
Yeah.
and then Joaquin Phoenix won for the Joker.
If all, but it took a long time to get there. The Game Awards is going to take its time. Jack Nicholson didn't win for '89 as the Joker, so there was a lot of learning to do for the Oscars, and there's a lot of learning to do for the Game Awards.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just saying. I mean, Suicide Squad also won for best makeup and costuming.
Uh, those are more reasonable, where it's like, okay, this goofy, shitty movie still took a lot of effort in terms of all that stuff. We're talking about video games, Murph.
How do you feel about Jeff Keighley's grand experiment, the Game Awards? This is now, I think, the seventh year.
I think it is. It's all right, man. I think it's a natural thing to happen.
I
Like, this is not something that I'm mad at. I think being mad at this is silly.
I think, I mean, the complaint every year is that it's really more focused on being a second E3 than it is being an award show.
It's an industry thing, and the only reason why people care is the E3 element. Because
Yeah.
if it was only praising stuff, it's just some dude's opinion. It's just an industry thing, man. I don't know. Yeah, you can see YouTube opinions all the time. We are literally making our own predictions on Game Awards as we speak. This is what this is. So it
Yes.
has to be special somehow.
Mm-hmm. Uh, I did. I mean, it was a little depressing when Keeley put out like the poll about what people are excited for, and the actual awards was like 13%, and then 79 was announcements.
God.
But we're gonna go
God. And
through.
then and then what's gonna suck is like, are we gonna talk about at all what, like, is there any sort of like excitement specifically? Like, I guess we should preface, like, are you wanting an announcement of something specific?
Do I want an announcement? No. Like for the longest time, I was one of those people that was like only excited about Smash reveals at game
Gotcha.
events. But as far
And
as
you
like,
got your Age of Mythology thing going on right now,
hey,
so
if they pause the show to do like 30 minutes of Age of Mythology retold gameplay, I'd be okay with all future Game Award shows.
because like I'm worried, because like in certain spheres there are people like legitimately like, look, like for instance Elden Ring. A lot
Yeah.
of people are expecting Elden Ring downloadable content to be announced,
Mm,
and I don't know if that's going to happen. And if it doesn't happen, it will turn into that Smash thing, because I think there was one time where the Game Awards or something happened, maybe it was Summer Game Fest with Keeley, and there was no Smash announcement or Elden Ring announcement or fucking Silk Song or whatever buzzword we've got,
yeah.
and like people were mad.
Mm-hmm. But let's look at the actual categories. I think they're
Okay,
largely the same from last year. The only thing I understand is new is here best adaptation.
okay.
It was funny. I was looking at like the earliest Game Awards categories, and it was like half of these, but also there was best fan creation, and they took that down because it was most commonly promoting Nintendo fan games,
Mm,
like another
gotcha.
Metroid 2 remake and Pokemon Uranium, and Nintendo didn't want that.
See, I think that's cool.
Yeah,
If they actually had that, that would be a cool award.
but but Papa Nintendo said to Keeley, "You ain't getting the Sephiroth and Smash reveal if
Yeah.
uh if you continue promoting these."
There
So,
should be a. Okay, go ahead.
so I was gonna say let's go in reverse. Let's build up
I'm
to Game of the Year.
I'm also curious, and we can load it up later when it finally comes to it. I'm curious to see who won the years before. Like, is there a Wikipedia list?
Yeah,
Because like I was gonna base that on some of that.
because like so here's what throws people off. And confused me for the longest time until like maybe last year is it's all put on like the voting you do on the website, but The actual awards that are presented are determined the same way the Oscars are. It's
A
by
jury.
yeah, it's by a closed jury. The
The voting
nominees,
is just player's voice. That player's voice tab,
yeah, and
right?
that just flashes up for like a quick hot second when the actual like award is announced. So I think that throws people off, and they ask like, how can It Takes Two win? Uh, Instead of I don't know whatever it was up against, and it's because it's done by a jury, not popular vote.
Well, I guess last question. What do you think of like awards like? Because like I think It Takes Two is an inspired pick at least.
I think
Um,
it keeps the show much more interesting. And gamers are memers, so
mhm,
like right now, like the player's voice vote,
yes.
um, for like the player's voice game of the year, is currently Sonic Frontiers is leading the
Oh, no.
is currently leading the pack.
Good shit.
Um, it just reminds me like public voting has its place, the Kids' Choice Awards, namely. Uh, but whenever I hear public voting, I just can only think of the Oscars last year where they did like top 5 movie moments, and number one was Flash enters the Speed Force from Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, yeah. Taste is very different when we go from critics to public. Anyways, let's go back to the thing.
all
Let's
right,
do
so
it.
we're gonna these first few I'm gonna have no input on because I do not follow esports. So
I don't either, but I'm curious. Click best esports event.
So here we've got Evo. I do watch Evo. League of Legends World Championship, TGL Major Antwerp, the 2022 Midseason Invitational, and Valorant Champions.
Okay, this is what I want to know, and maybe we should already bring it out. Who's won this before? Has League of Legends just swept every year?
I
You
feel
know what I
like
mean? And was this the first year Evo came back?
I think so. They didn't. I
Because
don't think there was a 2020.
well, that was one of the things. Is it wasn't just because of COVID. The original tournament organizer, Mr. Wizard, he got into some big trouble. So I think he
Mm-hmm.
had to like sell Evo,
So
and now Evo is. Go
last year
ahead.
the League of Legends World Championship did win.
Okay, so there's a chance that it's just like a fucking like it could be anybody. I don't necessarily know
Of
everyone's model.
of
Part of me
these,
thinks part of me thinks in the industry sense they may push Valorant if there's industry interests to push Valorant. But otherwise, man, it could be any of these, dog.
Evo's the only one I watched.
Okay.
I think the Valorant trophy is the best looking trophy.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
fair.
I am logged in as the Daydream Cast, so these will be the official Daydream Cast ballot.
What is the PGL Major Antwerp?
I have
I don't know
no
what that is.
idea. I have no idea. See, this is how out of
Okay.
touch I am with competitive games.
Okay, I'm not looking it up either. We're gonna go in
Yeah.
dry here. I'm gonna go for in my opinion, either Evo or League of
PGL
Legends
is
again.
Counter Strike.
Oh shit! You know what? I'm gonna go Valorant. I would choose Valorant.
You think the industry is going to push Valorant?
That or Evo. Those would be my two guesses.
Yeah. I'll say Evo.
Okay.
Okay. Best esports coach: Andre Blade, Matthias Bizka, Eric Doombros, Robert Robin, and Go Score. Based purely on nickname, I want to vote for Go Score.
I was just looking at these different team names as well.
They also do list CS:GO, LoL, Valorant, CS:GO.
Yeah, there's two Valorants there and two CS:GOs. It could be any of these guys.
I'll vote for Go Score.
There you go.
Best esports team. Again, I have no purchase.
Shit.
Apex Legends? I thought Apex Legends was like solo.
No, what? No, it's a team of 3.
Oh, see how little I know. How out of touch.
Gosh. Keep up. No, It could be any of these. I think Apex Legends is dead in the water. I don't know. I don't keep up with any of these.
Okay.
Don't choose LA Thieves.
LA
Don't
Thieves is
choose
the
them.
only one I've heard of.
Yeah. Don't choose them.
We'll do Loud.
That's fine.
Best esports athlete.
You see, this is a scenario where I'm surprised a fighting game player didn't show up, because like I get a team and a coach not showing up for that, but athlete would be much more of a fighting game.
Yeah, I almost feel like fighting game is its own category. Maybe we'd have to go through them, but yeah, it's weird that like I would just de facto like Sonic Fox.
Yeah, he may have gotten one like 2020 or something.
He did. He got one last year.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know any of these men. Let's do Faker.
There we go. I like that handle.
He gives the thumbs up.
I give the thumbs up to Faker, sure.
Best esports game. So Counter-Strike, Dota 2, League of Legends, Rocket League, Valorant.
TG as a whole would push Rocket League. Have you played, how many of these games have you played?
None.
You have played none?
I haven't. Nope. I haven't played a single one of these.
Oh, devastating, Murph. I have played all of these, but I don't like MOBAs.
What do you feel? What do you feel the jury will vote for?
The jury will vote. I'm still thinking they're going to go Valorant. But that being said, I think TG as a community would go Rocket League. I think Rocket League or Counter-Strike are the best games.
My gut says that like fan votes will probably go League of Legends, because you got to remember this year Arcane came out. So a lot of people are on that like LOL train for the first time ever. Yeah. But I do agree. I think the jury will go Valorant.
Okay. We're not you're voting for Valorant?
I like bubblegum.
Okay. Are we voting based on what we think, or are we voting like what we want?
A little column A, column B, next category. Most anticipated game. This one's always like a fucking hogwash. So we got Final Fantasy 16, Hogwarts Legacy, no, Resident Evil 4, Starfield, Tears of the Kingdom, Legend of Zelda.
There's like only one choice and maybe two here. Yeah.
I think it's Zelda. I have not seen anyone hype for Starfield.
No. Well, okay, time out. Did you see that Todd Howard did a interview recently regarding, like, it's like one of the first like 2-hour interviews he's ever done, and he talked about like bringing back Daggerfall influences and shit to Starfield, which is interesting, but no one's hyped for it. Legend of Zelda's the one.
Yeah. Finally, Elden Ring is out, so it's no longer going to Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Best adaptation. Arcane, League of Legends, Cyberpunk Edgerunners, The Cuphead Show, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Uncharted. I forgot about this.
Oh man, it's gonna be either Arcane or Cyberpunk.
I think
it's hard.
I feel like I have seen more people talk about Arcane, but
the jury might go Cyberpunk. I think Arcane is way more popular, but I think Cyberpunk has an equal level of praise.
I think Arcane has like that prestige because it's got all those like big name actors and stuff, and the animation's incredible. I have not watched any of these BT dubs. I
mean, I still hear great things about Cyberpunk. Like, they compete.
It revived the game.
It literally revived the game. Yeah. But Arcane may get it just because it was huge buzz at the time.
I think Arcane.
All right. Okay. But yeah, Cuphead, Sonic, Uncharted, we're never going to get it. Okay, let's do it.
Best debut indie. So Neon White, which you've played. Norco, which you've played.
No, I have not played.
Okay. Stray, Tunic, Vampire Survivors.
Okay, I've played Neon White, Tunic, and Vampire Survivors. And we heard Steven talk about Norco, and we heard Illusory Wall talk about Stray.
Yes.
So we're familiar with this. This is like a foreign category.
I feel like Tunic probably takes it, right?
Let me see up. Player's choice is probably going to choose Vampire Survivors.
Yeah.
I would choose Tunic, personally.
Tunic is a very game dev
Game
game.
Awards game.
Yeah. Because if we're
Uh,
going,
Go ahead.
like how the Oscars give it to movies about movies and making movies, Tunic is a game about games, and
Yes.
therefore I think it tickles a lot of like game devs' fancies.
Yeah. I will say that for the TG community, I hear a lot of people praising Neon White, and Neon White was really fun. I would recommend you play it at some point. But yeah.
Best content creator of the year: Carl
Oh
Jacobs,
my
Ludwig,
gosh.
Nibelian, Noboru, QT Cinderella.
Okay, do
It's
you know
Nibel.
these people?
I
Time
know
out. Do you
Nibel.
know these people? That's the only person you know out of these?
Yeah.
You gotta hang out with more Zoomers, Murph. I'm just kidding.
Just not.
The only one I don't know is Nobru. Carl Jacobs is an orbiter of Mr. Beast.
Oh, okay.
Ludwig is a streamer, and so is QT Cinderella, and I think they're still dating. They've been dating for a long time.
Good for them. Last year, this went to Dream.
It went to Dream. Yeah, I would guess Ludwig would get it. I would guess Ludwig would get it.
I want
Ludwig is
Nibel to win it because I hope he just looks like that.
okay, Murph. I thought we were voting based on what we wanted or what we thought was going to happen. If
We
you
could
want
go-
Nibel, choose Nibel.
We can go Ludwig.
I don't like Ludwig.
But I feel like the jury would vote Nibel because all he does is just report headlines and stuff.
Jeff Keighley loves Nibel.
How
we know
much,
this.
like, imagine how much promotion he has done for games.
Oh, huge. Now that he's gone, there's even more of an impact.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, and it says who has made an important and positive impact. That's Nibel, probably. Yeah.
I can't unvote. There we go.
You can unvote.
There we go.
There you go. Power of democracy.
Multiplayer. Modern Warfare 2, Multiverses, Overwatch 2, Splatoon 3, Shredder's Revenge.
Okay. We're in a brutal zone here.
It's just they're all number one, the
Not...
only one I've played is Splatoon 3. And number two, these are all very different multiplayer experiences.
Yes. I'm guessing Modern Warfare 2 plays like the other Call of Duties. I'm gonna guess this, right?
Yeah.
It's not fundamentally different. So if that's the case, I've played everything here except Splatoon 3, but I've played the other Splatoons. So
my gut says Multiverses may win because Overwatch 2 has such a tepid like launch, you know? And then no offense, but Shredder's Revenge just kind of feels like a gimme for the category.
Scroll up. I just want to read the description. Including co-op and massively multiplayer experiences. Honestly, I would probably guess Multiverses as well.
Yeah. Because it's number one, it's like literally based around like duos, right?
Yeah.
So it encourages co-op, and also it's not a sequel or spiritual revival.
Yeah.
Best sports and racing game. F1 22, FIFA 23, NBA 2K 23, Gran Turismo 7, Ollie Ollie World.
I want to play Ollie Ollie World. That would be the one I'm most interested in, but like Gran Turismo 7 might get it. Who knows? I don't fucking.
When in doubt, go car.
Yeah.
Best sim and strategy. Dune Spice Wars, didn't know that had come out. Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope, Total Warhammer 3, 2 Point Campus, Victoria 3. This is... These are very different.
Yes. You want me to take a guess? I would guess Victoria 3 gets it. That or Mario Rabbids.
I feel like Mario Rabbids. Because people that like game design, for whatever reason, always talk about Mario and Rabbids on my timeline.
They love it. They fucking love Mario Rabbids, dog.
I feel like it's that. Victoria 3 I just haven't heard enough of. I think it came out too late in the year.
Yeah. The other ones are like a big nothing. I would choose Mario Rabbids. Yeah.
Yeah. Best family game. A family game. Kirby and Forgotten Land, Skywalker Saga, Rabbids Sparks of Hope, Switch Sports, and Splatoon 3.
I think it would be Kirby.
You think Kirby? I was feeling Skywalker Saga.
Why?
I don't know. It's big and people love Lego. I
That's it.
I make good defenses. I talk about video games on the internet.
I was only going by complexity versus accessibility, and like I don't know, Kirby seems like appropriate for family play, dog.
Yeah. I mean, best family game is generally just Nintendo the category.
Yeah,
So,
and even here, all the weird Nintendo picks are too weird. So,
yeah. Like Switch Sports, I haven't seen anyone play that.
yeah.
Best fighting game. Okay, DNF Duel, which I just picked up. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, King of Fighters, Multiversus Sifu. I feel like of these, Sifu is the only one that I've seen people get like real hyped about, but also it's not really a fighting game. It's more of a brawler, you know?
Just with complex combat, and they
Yeah.
still count it. I'm guessing possibly player's voice is going to go JoJo's because JoJo's got big in the past 2 years.
Yeah. I feel like industry may just go for the prestige of King of Fighters 15.
I think they're going to go Sifu.
Yeah.
I think Sifu's going to sweep this.
Yeah. Role-playing games. Elden Ring, Live Alive, Legends Arceus, Triangle Strategy, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Oh, man. I wish we could phone a friend here. Brendan would know more. What ones of these have you played?
Elden Ring. I've watched people play Arceus. I've heard people talk about Xenoblade 3. And I've watched the Live Alive trailer a lot.
Yeah, this is a hard call. And I've played so what I've played is Elden Ring, Live Alive, the original version. I haven't played the remake. And I played the demo of Triangle Strategy. I have no interest in Pokemon, and I've just never touched a Xenoblade.
So my gut says that like Elden Ring is just gonna sweep whatever category it's in, because I'm cynical about the gamers like that. But I feel like Live Alive remake has that nerd clout that might pull it through.
If we're gonna go nerd clout, it's probably gonna be Live Alive or Triangle Strategy. I did hear really good things about Triangle Strategy.
Yeah.
I don't know my RPGs enough. Xenoblade Chronicles and Elden Ring are competing for Game of the Year, so maybe that's really good, and we just don't know it. You could throw a dart on the board here, and I would be like, yeah, that makes sense.
To Live Alive, because of these four that I haven't played, this is the one that I want to play.
Okay.
Action Adventure. Plague Tale
Okay.
Requiem, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and Tunic.
My big question: you played the original Plague Tale, right?
Yep, I love Plague Tale 1. I love God of War, Dad of War 1, God of War 4. So my gut says God of War Ragnarok.
Sure.
Um,
I don't know anything about Horizon.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a bad year for Horizon. That's so for what it's up against.
yeah.
I haven't heard enough like hype about Plague Tale Requiem. It's up for Game of the Year award as well, but even as someone that loves the first game, mainly on word of mouth, I haven't really seen much word of mouth on this.
Mm-hmm.
I guess in part because I've been trying to avoid spoilers, but
How much do you feel like Stray could actually be a secret sweeper? Or do you feel like Stray is just we're going to nominate it for everything, but it's just nominated for everything?
I feel like it's I feel like Stray could walk away with one. I don't know what it would be of the categories it's nominated for.
Sure.
Like Tunic could be a secret dark horse in this category, but I feel like it's going to go to God of War.
I'd agree. I think that would be it.
Best action game, legally distinct from action adventure.
Oh
Bayonetta
shit.
3, Modern Warfare 2, Neon White, Sifu, Shredder's Revenge. Another just like, boy howdy, it's a lot of different flavors in this soup.
I'm gonna guess this is where Neon White gets it.
You
This is
think?
just me reading a vibe.
You think Neon White? I was gonna guess Sifu again.
It could be Sifu. Sifu could sweep this still. Yeah. But like what did we choose Sifu for last time? Best
Fighting game.
fighting game? Fuck. Why did it get nominated for that? That's so fucking shit.
Because you fight. Is there
Give it to Sifu. Give it to Sifu.
Okay.
But just so you know, I have a weird vibe that Neon White's gonna get this one.
I could see Neon White taking it. Best VR and AR. Okay, a category I have no purchase on. After the Fall, Among Us VR, Bone Lab, Moss, Book 2, Red Matter 2.
I bet they're gonna give this to Bone Lab.
You think?
Yes.
Okay, what? Sell me. I don't know anything about this, so give me the insight.
Okay, so basically, and I don't know a lot about it because I don't have VR. However, the Bone Lab like game has been like a big process for that studio. They're the people who made that like spooky Duck Hunt VR game, and like this entire time they've been sort of building that VR storytelling gameplay prestige a little bit.
Okay.
So like Bone Lab is sort of a culmination of their developer growth, and I've always heard people excited about it. Versus the rest of these I've never heard of.
Okay, then I'll give it to Bone Lab. I'll trust your credence, your credibility. Innovation and accessibility. So this one's always been a bit odd, but it's basically, technology to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience.
Do we have examples for these?
No. I know a few of them because I follow Laura Kate Dale's accessibility series, where she talks about features such as these. As does
so some of them may be colorblind or space or something.
Or even like Last of Us 2 had, which this Last of Us Part 1, the remake, is based on the engine, has like features that allow you to play it blind and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
I think it won last year for that. It's like massively accessible and with a ton of different features to help people. These other ones, I don't really know coverage. The Quarry, it's so funny that this is the only thing I think it's nominated for. That's accessible mainly because you can turn the game part off.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if Last of Us Part 1 is based on the same engine and has the same features, I could see it just winning a second time.
That blind thing is kind of impressive. What was Return to Monkey Islands? Do we know that?
I imagine it probably has something to do with like puzzle accessibility and stuff. Probably stuff like I noticed dyslexic text is popping up a lot more as an option in games. I would imagine a text-heavy game like that has stuff like that.
I would still go. I'm guessing Last of Us would get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Best community support. So, recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness. Inclusiveness of social media activity and games updates patches. This is such a nebulous category, but I'm kind of happy something like it exists.
Sure.
So, Apex
this would
Legends,
require you to be intimately familiar with multiple communities.
Yes, it's like the game community, how they like respond to controversy, and then also how the game has been updated and patched. I feel like that,
I get the feeling No Man's Sky is now perpetually a nominee.
Yes, because these
do they ever win this?
Was there a Final Fantasy 14 expansion released this year and I've forgotten about it?
Yes, and it was huge.
I feel like it's that then.
Yeah, probably.
Wasn't this like, I feel like early this year is where they started doing like the meme of, did you know you can play Final Fantasy for 14 in the Heavensward expansion, yada
Yeah.
yada yada.
Yes. Yeah, that was big.
Best mobile game: Apex
Oh
Legends,
my
Diablo
god.
Immortal, Genshin Impact, Marvel Snap, Tower of Fantasy. Just based on the only one I ever hear about, I'm gonna guess Marvel Snap.
Okay, wait. Time out. Just because you're in a Discord with like 5 people super about Marvel Snap does not mean that nobody's talking about these other games.
I mean, I've heard people talk about Genshin Impact,
I've
Diablo
heard people talk
Immortal.
about
I
I've
didn't know
heard
came
people talk
out.
about Tower of Fantasy.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's going to get it. I think it's going to be between Genshin Impact and Marvel Snap. That being said, I would still guess Marvel Snap. I just wanted to give like a disclaimer here that
Okay.
we've got a blind bias to a very specific set of teams.
Okay. Best indie game. Okay, without made outside traditional publisher system. Cult of the Lamb, Neon White, Sifu, Stray, Tunic. Oof. Do you think this is where Stray takes it?
This isn't any all category. You could give this to any of these, and I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
I
I want to play Cult, but I
I
didn't
feel
get to.
like this is Stray or Tunic's category to take.
Yeah, I would go Stray. Let's give it one to Stray. Let's do it.
We gave debut indie to Tunic.
Yeah.
Best ongoing game. So
They're
awarded
probably going to give this to Destiny or Final Fantasy.
Okay.
That's my guess.
So it's so weird that this is like best ongoing, so how it's been updated over time, but also that community support one also mentioned patches and updates.
I think well, you got to realize is that last one was brought to you by Discord. So
Ah,
that one was much more about community engagement.
okay.
Um,
I feel like Destiny 2, Final Fantasy, like you said, are the only ones I have heard huge updates and communities about.
yes.
Um,
And Destiny 2 also got like a big add-on this year. I'm going to go Destiny 2.
okay. Games for impact. Thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. Memoir in Blue. Oh, we have multiple.
Multiple here.
As Dusk Falls, Citizen Sleeper, Endling, Extinction is Forever, Hindsight, I Was a Teenage Exocolonist.
Okay. I don't know anything about most of these. I know a little bit. I played Citizen Sleeper, and I know a little bit about Teenage Exocolonists.
I
I've
played
heard
this
a
at
little bit about that.
PAX. Um,
Was it good?
yeah. I didn't really see the games for impact part of it. As Dusk Falls, I know I've heard was a pretty big flop.
Okay.
So I don't think that's gonna get it. Uh, Endling,
I don't know
Extinctions
anything about
Forever.
Hindsight. I'm gonna look up this Hindsight game real quick. Go ahead, keep talking.
My gut. Uh, my gut. I know nothing about this game, but just purely based on the thumbnail here, I'm gonna say it's a Memoir Blue.
Okay. Going by thumbnails a smart move.
This just seems like I'm gonna guess it's like about like growing up, depression, a little Life is Strangey.
Yeah. I think that would be fine. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Best performance.
This is probably where I'm guessing they're gonna give it to did Christopher Judge ever win before?
I think. I think he may have lost it to. What year would have that have been?
18.
2018. That's good to double check.
Yes, that's yeah, yeah.
Because I think that was also the year of Red Dead sweeping, but God of War won Game of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he may have lost it. Game direction, ongoing narrative, score, music, best performance. It went to Roger Clark as Arthur Morgan.
Okay. There is a high chance it's Christopher Judge. However, Immortality may get it.
Mm-hmm.
Because like that is like the main appeal of Immortality is the sort of cinematic acting of that
Yeah.
specific actor. You know what I mean? Like she carries the game. So
Yeah. Um. God, I really want like I need to play Plague Tale Requiem because I really did like her performance in the last one. Um. I feel like it's got to be Christopher Judge, just based on the rumblings I've heard about Ragnarok. I'm trying to go in like spoiler free,
yeah.
but like I feel like he carries. Like people came back to God of War because of his performance.
Yeah, I mean yeah. I think Judge is probably gonna get it. Unless there's a secret Immortality
I think
Dark
yeah,
Horse.
it's just kind of a bad year for Immortality to come out. Immortality may win at some of the smaller game awards, like adjacent ones like the I can't think of the names, the BAFTAs. No, but
Something. Oh, there's like game developer awards, I believe.
yes,
Yeah.
but I think it's gonna be Judge.
Yeah.
Audio design. So in-game audio and sound design. Call of Duty, Elden Ring, Ragnarok, Gran Turismo, Horizon Forbidden West. Like I just don't know. I feel like car games and war games, much like at the Oscars, kind of always take
Sweet
this
please.
category.
Because it requires so much specific audio design for how guns handle, how they shoot, and how car engines feel and sound. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I
Like
feel
those are
like
big deals.
I feel like this also may be just gut the only one Horizon Forbidden West wins.
Yes, you're going purely vibes based here.
I just like I'm thinking like okay, it's like, you know, they've got the nature sounds, they've got the machine sounds. It's a pretty like hectic combat heavy game. Um I don't know. I feel like
You could choose Gran Turismo or Horizon, and I wouldn't be angry. I don't think Call of Duty is going to get it.
let's give it to Horizon.
Yeah.
Score and music. Okay, this one's yeah. So Plague Tale Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Metal Hellsinger, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Oof, this one's actually
Hard.
because Metal Hellsinger is about its music.
Yes.
But if you don't like metal music,
Legit, I think Metal Hellsinger was nominated for the mention.
mm-hmm.
That's
I
my vibe. And I played Metal Hellsinger. It was good. But
JRPGs always have great music, so I want to say Xenoblade.
it's possible.
I don't really remember any tracks from Elden Ring. I know music is like a big part of the boss fights, but they all kind of blend together for me. Uh,
I mean,
God of War just kind of has that one track, you know, like the chanting. Uh,
does Plague Tale Requiem have like something particularly notable with its soundtrack or something?
I can't really remember the soundtrack of the first one, and I haven't really
Okay.
seen like I said, the issue is I'm trying to go into Plague Tale Requiem blind, so
Okay.
I just don't have purchase on it. All I can say is the last one was really good. I feel
Okay.
like it's Xenoblade's category.
We'll let it go. Sure. I won't argue.
All right. Best art direction. Uh, is it just Scorn? Like I'm not even gonna read out the other ones. Is it just Scorn?
Scorn could get it. Do you feel like Horizon could get it?
Outstanding
I
creative.
legit don't know anything about Horizon, so
I feel like art direction is kind of skews more indie, you know? So
yes.
I just feel it's Scorn or Stray.
And I mean, Scorn is like art direction, the video game. I wouldn't argue with that. I would also say that there could be a dark horse with Elden Ring because Elden Ring has like a very high effort in terms of enemy design and all that stuff. But that being said, yeah, go Scorn.
Best narrative. Okay, here's where it gets especially tricky.
Cricky Dicky, yeah.
Plague Tale Requiem, Elden Ring, Ragnarok, Forbidden West, Immortality. Um, hmm.
All right. So it goes by jury panel. correct?
Yes.
I get the feeling the Elden Ring is this good enough discourse has not fully permeated all developers yet, or all of the jury yet. Like
Yeah.
there are critics that are like, this isn't a story, it's lore. So it's like very different. So there will be people that will heavily push back against Elden Ring for that. So I would guess it'd be any of the others.
Yeah. I feel like I feel like it's not going to be Horizon, because again, I just haven't seen anyone really talk that up since launch.
Okay.
God of War is topical now, so I'm seeing people talk about it, but I honestly feel like it could come down to Immortality or Plague Tale.
Yeah, I think that because like the Game Awards secretly love to like have these categories and be like, oh no, see, we're super cool. We choose indie titles
Yeah.
for these. I would guess Immortality.
Yeah. Game direction. So outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Elden Ring, Ragnarok, Forbidden West, Immortality, Stray. Is this the Elden Ring category?
Wait, scroll up. I just want to read the thing again. Okay, here's what's going to happen. They're going to give best game direction for God of War Ragnarok to let Cory Balrog take it. So Cory Balrog can talk about how he directs the performances, et cetera, et cetera. Elden Ring is going to get game of the year. That's my take.
The old director and of the year discrepancy.
Yes. I think Ragnarok and Elden Ring showcase that. Yeah.
Yeah. Game direction and design. See, I'm thinking more of the game design perspective. But
the thing is like, okay, so what do you mean by that though? Like, do you think it's because of innovation in game direction and design? Elden Ring takes it because it's sort of like perfecting that weird Souls formula?
Yes.
Okay. Possible. I mean, I'm not going to argue against that. That I was going by vibes here.
I guess it really does depend, because it seems I'm of the mind right now that I think Ragnarok is going to take Game of the Year. So to me, the gimme here is to Elden Ring.
Why do you think it's going to get Game of the Year?
Mainly just because Elden Ring, I just completely fell off of the first month after I finished it, you know?
That doesn't mean anything.
No, yeah, and that's just me and my feelings. And like I said, Ragnarok is topical now, so I'm seeing much more discussion about it. So it's just in my mind as like a great game.
I also think of it in an industry sense. I think the industry sense would profit more from God of War Ragnarok being praised as a well-directed game and Elden Ring being praised as like the game. And because the Game Awards is also intrinsically tied to Elden Ring. They had much more of an emphasis on Jeff Keighley like made a big deal of promotion for Elden Ring. Okay. So I get weird vibes.
Yeah, I guess keeping in mind like it's the industry jury, what you said makes sense. I think Ragnarok. And then Game of the Year. Plague Tale Requiem, Elden Ring, Ragnarok, Forbidden West, Stray, Xenoblade 3.
Maybe we slept on Stray and Xenoblade. Maybe we slept on Xenoblade entirely.
They're literally the second row. I have to scroll down to look at them, Brogan. So do we think it's Elden Ring?
I think it is. I said my take just now. Yeah. I think that. Yeah.
I think genuinely there will be like riots in the streets if Elden Ring does not win.
Well, and you gotta consider Sekiro won when it came out.
Yeah, like Sekiro, I was double checking that. Sekiro won 2019. It kind of had, it was pretty close either way, I feel. It's not like...
What was it competing against?
Game of the Year. So Sekiro, Control, Death Stranding, Outer Worlds, Resident Evil 2 Remake, Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Who won Best Game Direction in that year?
Kojima, Death Stranding.
All right, I very firmly believe God of War Ragnarok with Cory Balrog is going to win direction. Elden Ring is going to win Game of the Year. That's okay. That I think that confirmed my bias.
2020, it was Last of Us Part 2 and Last of Us Part 2.
Well. That's how it goes.
And last year, who won? I've completed it. It Takes Two won last year, but Deathloop won Direction.
That's so weird, though.
Yeah.
That is weird. That's nutty.
And also, like, Psychonauts 2 was in the Direction category.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Psychonauts is like an auteur, not an auteur game, quote unquote. But yeah, it's like a big deal.
No, like that's what I'm saying. Like, it's weird that it lost to Deathloop in that.
Oh, yeah, that is weird. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'll just say Elden Ring.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there a way to review what we've done before we've been condemned to die?
No, I think we just vote and that's it.
Oh, God. Well, we'll have this for posterity.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it? How do you feel about what we just did?
You know, it just kind of is. I think it comes down to the age-old gameplay, graphics, cinematics discussion. What makes a game? And I think like this year showcases that better than anything. You've got Elden Ring versus like God of War Ragnarok. That's what I'm assuming it comes down to. If like Horizon Forbidden Zero Dawn, whatever the fuck, like sneaks in and takes it, I will be very surprised.
Has a weird indie ever gotten it?
It Takes Two won last year.
Oh, man. But I don't think Stray has what it takes. Man.
It Takes Two was up against Deathloop, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village.
Oh, man.
But I don't think Stray has what it takes, like you said.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I think we have to commit to this, Murph. I think we will live with our sins.
Yep. So pour one out. What's player's voice? Oh, that's the... Oh, which is your favorite game of the year? Oh, of the poll that was done. Do you want to vote in this real quick?
Yeah.
We got 5 hours, 30 minutes. So it's Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Sonic's Frontiers, Stray, Minecraft, Sifu, Genshin Impact, Xenoblade 3, Cult of Lamb, Forbidden West. Sonic Frontiers is currently leading the pack with 16%
Let's keep
vote.
pushing Sonic Frontiers, man.
You want to push Sonic Frontiers?
Yeah.
You just want that? Sonic enters the Speed Force?
Yeah. Let's let it happen. They deserve it. This is what the Game Awards deserves.
Okay. I can't click off this. Change my picks. I don't want to... Yes, I've submitted my vote. I don't want to change my picks now. This is horrible.
We are trapped.
All right. Well, this is where I'll be for now and for all time.
Banished to the vote submitted page.
Yeah. I mean,
all right.
The Game Awards are illegitimate, but tune in later this month for the for the Dreamies.
There you go. That's what we're going to call them? All right. I'm about it.
For our top 10 games of the year that we played in 2022.
There you go. The dream. I'm going to try to keep it 22.
I've kept it mostly 22.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, everyone, for watching or listening or whatever. Off we go.
Into the woods.